Hey there, movie fans. It is Oscar nomination day, and we are live because you demanded it. And for the second week in a row, we are going to donate all of the proceeds from our super chats to wildfire recovery for LA, which is still going through a lot. So get those super chats ready. We have a jam-packed show because we're going to go through those Oscar nominations, see how they matched our predictions, and we have a bet that we are going to cash in on. And big announcement, I don't know if you know this, but guess who won Gold Derby today? This guy, 80% correct, beating 36 other Oscarologists, as they call them. So it's a big morning for movie mans, big morning for the Oscar nominations. So Perri, what did you think of the Oscar noms?
Happy Fernando Torres Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Fernando Torres. Happy I'm not here.
There's many. I'm still here. There's many,
yes.
many nominations I'm very excited about, but I don't know. I think that one probably got the biggest reaction from me today.
Yeah, that was the biggest surprise. I'm still here nominated for Best Picture. We'll get to that. Jeff, what about you? What'd you think of the noms?
Happy The Apprentice Day. Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong, excuse me, both making the cut. I was thrilled to see that, and I sent Tom Ortenberg a little congratulatory text because it's like, without him, if he doesn't like go to bat for that movie, it never happens. He's the only guy who would do that.
Tom Ortenberg from Briarcliff Entertainment distributed the movie and really pushed it through, beating the odds. And the movie got 2 nominations for lead actor Sebastian Stan and for supporting actor for Jeremy Strong, who is going to competing against his Succession brother, Kieran Culkin. So that is very, very interesting. And we have, let's see, The Substance made the cut for Best Picture. So just cut to the chase here. Jeff, you owe me $20 and you owe Perri Nemiroff $20 as well. Look at that guy go. All right.
Send me your Venmos and I'll Venmo it to you so you can have it today so that Perri can buy herself a cup of hot chocolate there in Sundance.
We're going for our annual steak dinner tonight, so I'll put it towards that.
Oh, I do remember
and just,
that.
I want to give a big shout out for Perri Nemiroff deliberately wearing the same outfit that she wore in that thumbnail photo that we've been using for FYC for the last 40 years.
My Sundance wardrobe gets tucked away in a closet and only comes back out one time a year, and it's when I come to Park City. So the thought of putting this sweater on again made me very happy.
All right, well, let's get to it.
I'm wearing the same underwear, man, and that photo was taken years ago.
What a Jeff joke.
Let's get through it, starting with supporting actor, where the nominees are Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, Yuri Borisov for Anora, Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice, and Edward Norton for Complete Unknown, and these matched our 5 predictions. So, Jeff, do you think that just like people were saying, including me, because, I was definitely convinced at one point that Denzel Washington would get nominated for Gladiator 2.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done.
Oh, it is done. All right.
Perri, what about you?
I think people need to learn what a snub really is. A snub is not someone who's super famous and doesn't get an award. A snub is when someone is a likely nominee and then they don't get it. I don't think Denzel Washington has been a likely nominee since like mid-November.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's that it's about who does like great work. And once I saw Gladiator 2, because again, I did say that it was done before I saw the movie. Once I saw the movie, I thought he was the best thing about it and he was really good. But looking at this lineup, I don't think it's necessarily a better performance. Like, then it would have been a snub.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta admit that I think I liked Gladiator 2 more than the both of you. And sorry, my dog is like going crazy. And I did
apologize for Indy.
Yes, we love Indy, the Indiana Jones and the Last Pomeranian.
Like, Mance, I was pretty crazy how it was snubbed in the below the line awards, like sound, visual effects, I think maybe production design, or maybe it got that one. It got one of them, but there were a few that I thought it was going to get, didn't get them.
Yeah, I did feel like right after I saw the movie, in the moment, I thought that Denzel was going to get nominated, and I mean, I thought he was the best thing about the film. So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Perry. You're right. Like, a lot of people were not banking on him. So maybe, like, in the general sense, he was not a snub. But I thought that he might get in over Jeremy Strong. But I'm glad that Jeremy Strong got in over him. So let's take a couple super chats.
Let's do it. Beginning with Ewok. Just when I thought I'd never get to see Jeremy Strong and Kieran Culkin face off in the same category again, the Oscars gave me what I needed.
That's true. That is true. Now, Kieran Culkin won the Emmy this past final year for Succession. And I think he's kind of the front runner to win the Oscar as well. But it is very cool. Jeff, what's your point?
I am bumping Kieran down to literally the least likely person to win.
Least?
Why? I am, because I think, like, almost like Mikey Madison, where it's like the nomination is the reward in this case. I think that all of these other people, Guy Pearce, Ed Norton, Yura Borisov, they all have a better chance.
Yura Borisov?
The fact that A Real Pain didn't get a Best Picture nomination shows to me that there's a weakness there.
Well, right.
Or it could work the exact opposite way, and there's less to support the film in. So it's going to have even more support going in Kieran's direction, because I feel like that is one of those kinds of movies where, assuming you did watch it, it's a hard movie not to, at the very least, like. So I do have a feeling a lot of people are going to watch it.
Telling me he's going to win an Emmy and an Oscar in the same year, Kieran Culkin? I just can't see
it. Why is that a bad thing?
Hey, Jeff, you're forgetting Helen Hunt won an Emmy and the Oscar the same year. She won her Oscar for As Good as It Gets, and she won her Emmy for, what's that show she did with Paul Reiser?
I can't sneak one past Mance. He's going to drop a knowledge bomb on me. He's going to be like, aha!
Mad About You. That's what it was. Mad About You. But it does happen. I mean, it doesn't happen a lot.
Too easy. People are giving him the Oscar. I'm just saying, I think this race is wide open. And keep an eye on Ed Norton. Keep an eye on Ed Norton.
All right,
I would buy into that a little bit. Ralph, personally, my biggest snub has to be challengers in best song and score. I understand that the Oscars love Diane Warren, but come on. Also, shocked by Ed Berger losing out in best director. I think that's probably one of the biggest snubs in my eyes.
Yeah. I was surprised that Ed Berger for Conclave, movie that I thought was going to get, and it still did well. I mean, it still got a bunch of noms, but without that director nom, it does take sort of the front runner status out of its sales a little. But for sure, Ralph, I'm with you on the score. Big snub for challengers, which to me was the absolute single score that stuck out to me the most all year. I love Challengers as a movie, and I love the score. That should have been nominated for screenplay. I just love that film. It's going to be a movie, Ralph, that looking back on it, people are going to be like, that movie should have gotten a lot of love at the Academy Awards. All right, let's take another one and we'll go on to a supporting actress.
More, just because they're both from Ewok. Ewok says, although I was expecting he would be snubbed, it's still hard to believe that Denis Villeneuve wasn't nominated for either Dune film.
Well, unfortunately, Ewok, I think that the release date for Dune was a problem. It was too early in the year. And, if memory serves, it was supposed to come out in November of the previous year, where it would have gone up against Oppenheimer. But it was pushed back because of the strikes and because, they couldn't promote it. So, yeah, I agree. He probably was snubbed. But Perry and I have been calling that all season long, that he would not get in.
I think it would have been a completely different kind of conversation had that movie been a late year movie release.
Yeah,
you guys are right, but again, I don't think that Warner Brothers greenlights Dune movies to win awards. I think that they do it to get the big box office, and that's why they position it where they do.
I think actually that with a director like Denis Villeneuve, I think they do it for both. I think they know his movies do really well at the box office, but they also know that he is really respected. And again, I've said this before here on FYC. I think he's like Christopher Nolan, where like everything he does is great. But I just think the timing for Dune 2 was a problem. All right, what's another one for Ewok?
Ewok, while Jesse Eisenberg and Clarence Macklin missed out on acting nominations, I was happy to see them both nominated in the screenplay categories.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. I was hoping that Real Pain would make the cut for Best Picture, but it was nominated for screenplay and, of course, supporting actor. And Clarence Macklin, just that movie just never really took hold. Although it did, for Coleman Domingo.
I mean, that movie has a chance to win that Oscar. I think that Conclave is the front runner in adapted screenplay, but Sing Sing has a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one where I believe that we got 5 for 5. The nominees for supporting actress are Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Isabella Rossellini, our first nomination, surprising, for Conclave, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, and Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. Complete Unknown having a very strong showing with 8 nominations. And we are 5 for 5. Jeff, what do you think of our track record so far in these categories, especially supporting actress?
Yeah, again, I went 19 for 20 overall, and the one I missed was Demi Moore, who a lot of people would have said, well, that's the most obvious one. So I took some big swings. But I think that we nailed this category, and I still think that it's Zoe's Oscar to lose. I think she's just the clear front runner, and with the 13 nominations for Emilia Perez, it's clear that there is some support there in the Academy for it.
Well, Jeff, don't stop swinging. That's what we love about you. Perri, what's your take on these nominations?
I'm just happy to see Monica and Felicity on the list, especially selfishly because they were both on Ladies Night. I feel like Ladies Night had a really good nominee track record. Not that this is how I pick guests, but I pick guests because they're exciting artists and I love their films. And to see them go all the way to the Oscars makes me really happy. I will admit, though, that at this point, I have swapped back Ariana Grande and Zoe Saldana for the win. I do think that the race could still be close and something could change depending on how the Emilia Perez conversation goes along. But I think Ariana needs to put in a certain type of work in order to shift the conversation back in her favor.
So Zoe Saldana, I mean, I think that it's her Oscar to lose. And if she wins on March 2nd, then she'll be another Star Trek actor who is now an Oscar winner because, from Everything Everywhere All at Once, oh my God, I'm blanking. I'm blanking. Jeff, help me out here.
Michelle Yeoh?
Michelle Yeoh, thank you. Michelle Yeoh. My God, sorry, I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. Michelle Yeoh won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere, and Zoe Saldana, who played Uhura in the 3 Kelvin Timeline Star Trek movies.
There's still hope for Chris Pine.
You know what another good franchise fact is? Because of Mikey Madison's nomination, we now have 2 Ghostface actors as Academy Award nominees. It's her and Laurie Metcalf, and it makes me really happy.
And another nominee related to a Ghostface, right?
Wait, what?
Kieran, isn't Rory Ghostface in one of those movies?
Rory Culkin. That's so yeah, I mean, I see what you're doing there. We're building like a family tree.
All right, so what about for supporting actress, I feel like Margaret Qualley in the Substance was just as good as Demi Moore. I would love to have seen her got nominated. Is she a snub? I don't think so. But I mean, it would have been great if she got not. I mean, she was just as good. I think she had just as much screen time, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know, Perri, what's your take on that?
Again, I would have been very happy to see her nominated. I don't think you can call it a snub because I do think that maybe other than Ariana and Zoe, like not even including Isabella Rossellini, the potential nominees were up in the air, and there was a fairly large pool that I think had a very good chance. I wouldn't be surprised if the voting on this category was especially close for a lot of people in the end, because there were a lot of really good contenders here.
There were, but it's like, I don't know. People were talking about Ingenue Ellis Taylor and Danielle Deadweiler. I was just like, how are we ignoring Felicity Jones? I was psyched to see her nominated.
The Danielle Deadweiler miss is again one of my biggest bummers of nomination day. I just really want to see her recognized in this way for how good she is, because
nobody
if you saw I do think part of the problem is that nobody saw the piano lesson, but if you did, it's like breathtaking next level work.
Well, Selena Gomez, Jeff, do you think Selena Gomez got snubbed a little for Emilia Perez?
No, again, I thought she was really good. I was a defender of her performance, but I can't call it a snub based on this lineup. I think this is a pretty solid lineup, and I really liked what Monica did in A Complete Unknown.
Perri?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing. We've been like talking about like maybe she'll get in, maybe she won't for a while. So I've kind of known that she's been on the fence, but I have to imagine she is quite thrilled with how many nominations the movie did amass.
Absolutely. All right, let's take some super chats.
Let's maybe go through them quite quickly because we have very, very many.
Yep.
Ralph is back. What are all your thoughts on the best cinematography omission for Nickel Boys?
Acting is a huge branch of the Academy, and actors want to show their faces.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess it should have been nominated for cinematography, but I mean, I'm glad it got nominated for Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay. Those were good ones. Perri?
Yeah, there were moments in the movie where I did think the cinematography style was extremely effective, and then there were other moments where I did think it put me at a little too much of a distance from the material. So I was a little hit and miss with it, but maybe that's how others felt too. But we got some great nominees in this category, and I'm glad to see Nickel Boys honored elsewhere.
I don't even know if the actors have a say in the cinematography nominees. Do they, Scott?
Well, is it that each branch votes for its own for the nomination? So
disregard my loudmouth.
All right, JP03, Barbara Grande, even Zaldana winning it, I'd be okay.
Yeah, Barbara was great. I mean, I think for Barbara, who I loved in Top Gun Maverick, the win is the nomination. Ariana Grande, I mean, you know, Perri, I know you feel the same way I do about Wicked. I'd be very happy if she won.
I think she's got a real chance, but I think the phase 2 campaigning is quite important. Isaiah says, is AMPUS being more international affects the viability of Black films? Do you think I'm Still Here will rise as the Latin themed rival to Amelia Perez? Can Cynthia win?
So somebody pointed out in the live chat, the Academy membership has a strong contingent of Brazilian voters. So the fact that look, I mean, Fernanda Torres, you know, she won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama, so she was definitely a front runner to get nominated. But for the movie to get nominated, that was a big, pleasant surprise because the movie is excellent. I don't know if it's a rival on the level of Amelia Perez, even though Amelia Perez has some backlash against it. What's your take on that, Perri?
I don't know. I've heard a couple people make that point, and I do think maybe it's like a little undeniable because of how successful the movie's been thus far, but I don't know. I still think the race in so many of these categories feels especially close to me. Like I keep trying to come up with like reasons why or why not something is the front runner, but I guarantee you I could come up with a reason why one of its contenders is the best, is the most likely to win. So everything feels like a toss up, and that feels more exciting to me.
Oh yeah, sure.
To me, it's a pretty weak awards year in terms of like the awards movies this year. Like I think. You know, you struggle to fill out Best Picture. There's only 6 or 7 that were really deserving, but that makes for a more interesting race because it is wide open.
Is there a category, you guys, that you think, you know, among the 6 that we're talking about is a lock for a win? I think the closest thing to a lock is supporting actress for Zoe Saldana.
Yes.
I was going to actually lean more likely for Kieran.
Kieran, yeah. Kieran's like a very close second.
Like that's today. I feel like you could ask me in a week or two, especially, and like I could change my tune on that.
Do you think that there's anything to the fact that it's like he's gotten a lot of flack for, well, he's just playing himself in a way, you know?
I mean, look, I think that his performance is there is a lot of succession to it in terms of like, you know, what he brings to his role sometimes. But I still thought it was a great movie, and I thought he was fantastic in it. You know, he brought the feels, I guess, is what's really like convincing me that he deserves to win. All right, let's take some more super chats.
We have Isaiah again. Do current events play into a Torres Stan win?
Sebastian, hey, I love The Apprentice and Sebastian Stan. He's not winning an Oscar.
No.
I do think Fernando Torres is a real shot, though. I still think Demi is my front runner right now, but I think her being a surprise win in that category is not out of the realm of possibility.
I think you're 100% right.
I've been rooting
have.
for
You
her
were
in
there
that
all
movie
along.
since the
Day
beginning.
one.
I feel like good things are coming for it. Dave Networld has a couple for us here. Honora, The Brutalist, and Amelia Perez are the only movies to have nominations in acting, directing, editing, and writing. Which of these, in your opinion, wins Best Picture, or does something else surprise?
Probably The Brutalist. Jeff?
Dave, I think that you're right. I think that this is the race, and I just don't think Amelia Perez really stands a chance. I think it's Honora versus The Brutalist, and I think The Brutalist is going to win.
I keep saying the conversation with Amelia Perez is going to hurt its chances, and it just it keeps not happening, and it keeps doing well. So I am thinking that's got a good chance. I am still, and I know this might be me seeming stubborn about it, but I still think that the preferential ballot is going to favor Wicked.
I agree with that.
It's just so easy to rank that movie high, whereas someone might have Amelia Perez at the top of their list or the bottom of their list. The same for The Brutalist, maybe a little less so in Nora, but I don't know. That voting system, I think, has Wicked written all over it.
That's the thing. Nora, I think, is the one that benefits from preferential ballot.
It could.
Well, I think Wicked, both Wicked and Honora benefit from the preferential. And Wicked is kind of a movie that like a lot of people do love. Maybe they'll put The Brutalist at 1, but more people will put the Wicked at 2.
Wicked isn't Best Picture material. Again, that has to stand for something. It's the same way, and I don't think Honora is either, but I think some people could think that.
Highly disagree on both. On
that
point with both movies.
In the chat, David Merkel wrote that Wicked is this year's Top Gun, Maverick, or Black Panther. David, I think that's pretty accurate, pretty on point.
Which is
all right. One more, and then we'll hit Best Actor.
Let's do 2 more just because they're from the same person. With a leading 13 nominations, can Amelia Perez break statistics and win both International Film and Best Picture, or is it possible for a split? I'm Still Here for International Feature, and the whole Academy give Amelia Perez Best Picture.
Really good scenario you got there, Dave Networld. Amelia gets Best Picture, and I'm Still Here for Foreign Feature. Or does Amelia Perez get Best International Feature and Honora, The Brutalist, or Wicked get Best Picture? We'll see very soon on March 2nd, won't we?
Dave, I'm doing the newsletter tonight, and I'm ranking I'm Still Here as the front runner for International Feature. I don't understand these arguments where it's like, Amelia Perez, 13 nominations, they must love it. No, it just means that there's 13 elements that were nominatable. That's all it means.
All right, moving on. Can we move on?
Yes, I think her Golden Globe win and the extra voting window got more eyes on I'm Still Here, propelling it to its Best Picture nomination. I'm now feeling Fernanda Torres for Best Actress.
That's pretty fair. We were just discussing this.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Best Actor, where the nominees are Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Timothée Chalamet, and Sebastian Stan. And yes, we were 5 for 5 predicting Best Actor. So, man, we really are crushing FYC this year, fellas. So, all right, Jeff, what's your take on Best Actor? Any snubs here, like maybe Daniel Craig for Queer?
Didn't see Queer, so can't say either way, but I wouldn't call it a snub. I think this is the correct 5. I was thrilled to see Sebastian Stan nominated, even though no one wanted to do Variety's Actors on Actors, which goes to show how powerful that brand is. I think that this is over. I think that Adrian Brody simply delivers the best performance of the year, and he's going to win. And I think that while the media would love to position Timmy as, it could be him, the Academy makes guys like him wait. They made Philip Seymour Hoffman wait. They make a whole bunch of people wait. And this is not the movie. I think this is actually between Brody and Fiennes.
Brody and Fiennes. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I mean, Fiennes has never won. Adrian Brody won for The Pianist, but his performance in The Brutalist, Adrian Brody's, is on the level of The Pianist, which is why he probably will win a second Oscar.
They made Leo wait.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Perry, you're going to say something.
I still lean slightly towards Fiennes for this category. I mean, he's so good in it, and other than screenplay, like kind of fear Conclave might not walk away a winner. So it's like if Sing Sing tops it there, I think people might want to support Ray Fiennes here. I also am curious, just because this was a very hot topic of conversation the last week, what do you two make of the AI discourse and how it might impact both Brutalist, all three Brutalist actors' chances of winning, or just both? Because I think they only mention Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones.
Oh, so the controversy was that they used AI to enhance their Hungarian accents.
Yeah.
You know what? Look, didn't they use AI or something to enhance Angelina Jolie singing in Maria, even though that she was not nominated? So I don't think that's going to be a topic of conversation that's going to derail their chances. Jeff, do you?
Voters don't care. Voters know what it takes to make these movies and the little tricks and the things that they do. And listen, Amelia Perez did the same thing and it didn't get half the flack. So I don't want to hear it.
Okay. Right. All right, let's take some super chats.
All right. Sorry, I'm fidgeting, everyone. There's no good place to sit, and I'm like on the floor, and it
Perry's on a snowbank right now.
hurts. All right, we finished with Dave, so now it's Connor. First time making it to a live FYC. Welcome. Look forward to every video you post. Personally, hoping for Honora to pick up steam and start winning big.
I love Honora. It's my number one favorite of 2024, so I agree with you. And I think that now that the Oscar noms have happened and they're going to just do one last push for all this, like, campaigning, this is when they have to do that. So I hope you're right. We'll see.
All right, we've got Travis weighing in on the animation category. Given Wallace and Gromit's Oscar pedigree, 3 Oscars and counting, does Vengeance Most Foul pose a threat to the Wild Robot?
No. In fact, if anything poses a threat to Wild Robot, it is Flow.
Yep, I agree.
Flow, which is a beautiful movie and won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature. And it is a beloved film. And it's like a David Goliath situation where you have the little movie that could versus the big giants of both the Wild Robot and Inside Out 2. I was going to say the Iron Giant. All right.
I'm a little sad that Wild Robot missed out on song. I really like Kiss the Sky. I listen to it all the time. Ewok's back with I'm Still Here gaining momentum and Amelia Perez losing momentum. Is there a chance I'm Still Here could upset in Best International Feature?
Jeff Snyder says yes.
Yes.
So this right here is a super sticker, which we will look at on YouTube after the show. But Tess, thank you so much for donating today. It is obviously going to a very important place, so we appreciate you sending this. All right, we're going to Wiley next. As someone that really cares about original song, that's funny, cares about original song, this has been a bad year in my opinion. Sorry, Perry, but very happy Kiss the Sky didn't make it. Still have hope for the future. Boo.
Boo. All right.
Tess is back. No Edward Berger in Director's Insanity.
Yeah, we agree. I mean, I certainly thought, like, when the nominations were being announced and I didn't check off his name in my 5 predictions, I went, whoa, yep, you're right. It is Insanity, Tess.
I was pretty surprised. Backing up just really quickly to Best Song, are you guys like bummed that they aren't going to be performing the songs this year, or you're like, with this crop, we don't really care?
I'm not. I've never been. I mean, I hate to say it, but I always feel like that slows the Oscars down.
What about La La Land? What about Barbie? I figured those are.
I disagree. It's always one of my favorite parts of the ceremony, but if they are using that time for a good cause, I'm all for the pivot. Basically, whatever we need to do to best, support people struggling in the industry, given what's going on right now, and even beyond it. So if this is their way to do it, I support them.
Perry, I didn't think about that. Where's that time going to come from?
Right. Yeah. Good point.
All right. Moving on, we still have so many DaveNet World. Yay, I tied with Scott. 96 right, 80%. Job well done, Dave.
Nicely done. All right, let's take one more and then we'll go to Best Actress.
All right, we'll go to a biggie from Andrew. Are any of you already predicting some shocking wins? I have a strong feeling about Best Supporting Actor, but let's wait and see how SAG and BAFTA works out. Love watching you 3.
We love having you watch us, Andrew. Jeff, I feel like you're the big swinger here. What's like the most shocking win that you're anticipating?
I mean, I think Best Actress and Best Supporting Actor are wide open. I think that Yura could win. I think that you could just look at that list of, popular Hollywood actors and be like, well, what about this other guy over here? And then I do think that Cynthia Erivo really stands a chance. I'm gonna curse, but it's important. Demi Moore gives a real fuck you performance in The Substance, right? But Cynthia Erivo actually gives an even bigger fuck you performance in Wicked. It's a real like glass shattering, like I could be the lead in a gigantic fucking movie. I'm a 40-year-old straight guy who is now excited for the Wicked sequel. This doesn't make sense to me.
Same.
And largely because of her. I think she could win.
Jeff, I'm with you. When the first Wicked was over and Cynthia Erivo flew off into the sunset, I got goosebumps. She gave me goosebumps. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's move on to that said category. Best Actress. The nominees are, let's see. Oh, wow. This is interesting, fellas. Best Actress. The nominees are Demi Moore for The Substance, Mikey Madison for Honora, Carla Sofia Gascon, the first openly gay trans actor to get nominated, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. 4 of these nominees are first-time nominees, except for Cynthia Erivo, who was nominated for Harriet. And to answer that question from before, I would have said maybe Demi Moore could be the big surprise, but after her win at the Globes and her speech at the Globes, I'm not so sure that's a surprise anymore. And by the way, this is another category where Mance and Nemiroff and Snyder got 5 out of 5. Go FYC. Perri, what is your take on this category?
If there was any category that I really wanted to go 5 out of 5, it was this one. Goes without saying at this point, seeing Fernanda's name on this list just makes me so incredibly happy. And also looking at a list and not caring who wins, because I think they all deliver exceptional work and I'd be happy for every single one of them, is a super cool feeling. That being said, Demi is still my front runner. I can see the Cynthia narrative playing out and I would be very happy about that because Wicked's my #1 movie and I think she also deserves it. But also I am keeping in my back pocket that potential Fernanda Torres surprise win here.
Mr. Snyder, theinsider.com.
I think Carla could win. Oddly enough, the one who everyone thought is like a shoe-in to win, Mikey. I think Mikey is 5th. I think Mikey is actually bringing up the rear this year.
She's got to make more noise. She's got to like keep it up. I feel like Honora came out the gate so hot, and I just like haven't been hearing it in the conversations nearly enough.
Now it's like you can't discount Neon because they're such good campaigners that they could have a whole plan for phase 2 that we aren't privy to right now. But I mean,
granted, just to give like an appropriate excuse to the conversation right now, like clearly things have happened in the last couple of weeks that completely change how these campaigns operate and how we cover everything. Just, the discourse is like a little different for a reason this year. And I'm just curious to see how that kind of like shakes everything up going forward.
I think if you want to talk about a surprise, I think there's a very good chance Fernanda Torres wins Best Actress. Jeff?
It's possible. People just have to see the movie. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say. But it's like, if they do a better job of getting that movie out there, I hear everyone who sees it is like, oh, this work is kind of undeniable.
I think so. I think her chance, is better because of the Best Picture nomination. I think I'm Still Here would have been prioritized the moment Fernanda was nominated, but especially now because it also has a Best Picture nomination. I feel like a lot of people who vote are basically going to be like, well, the 10 Best Picture nominees, those are my top priorities, and look what's there now.
I just want to say that Perri's looking very much like Kristen Milioti right now.
I can see it.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'll happily take that.
Everyone, I certainly do mean that as a compliment. Everybody in the live chat, everybody commenting on YouTube, let me know if you think that Perri is bringing the Kristen Milioti vibe right now from The Penguin and from Palm Springs, because and from the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm digging it. Snubs here. 3 months ago, I think yours truly was saying that Angelina Jolie was going to win for Maria. She wasn't even nominated. And Perri, I know you were a big fan of Baby Girl. Were you disappointed that, do you think that it's a snub that Nicole Kidman did not make the cut?
No, I think Nicole Kidman and Angelina Jolie were basically in the same boat in my mind for quite a while now, where I saw their chances diminishing with each passing day. So I can't call it a snub because I didn't think they had the greatest chance going into nomination day.
How about you, Jeff?
Ditto. I can't call it a snub. I mean, certainly not Angelina Jolie for Maria, because I don't think anybody watched that movie. Baby Girl, when I saw that with like not a festival audience, but like a real public audience, it just changed kind of the way I looked at it, I guess. It was, maybe voters felt the same way. I don't know.
So David Merkel is asking, Scott, are you surprised that September 5 only got screenplay? I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed because obviously I love that movie a lot. All right, let's take some super chats and we'll hit director.
All right. Javier is here. Hey, guys. We thought that the best casting was this year, and we learned that it is actually next year. What would be your prediction for this category in 2024? We'd go with Heretic or His Three Daughters.
Oh, best casting. Oh, wow.
Honora,
or I got to say, I would go with maybe Amelia Perez. I thought the casting in that movie was pretty great.
Wicked.
Wicked. All right, let's take another one.
Some of the very best casting. All right. Pedro's here. Perri, take your honorary Brazilian card. Happily. That's been one of the coolest things with covering I'm Still Here. We first did an interview out of TIFF, and just seeing so many people who are deeply passionate about her work in particular in Brazilian cinema just come out and be so happy that Collider covered that movie. And like, it's encouraged me to learn more and watch more. Like, that's one of the very best things about being on the festival circuit. And I don't know, just being exposed to artists that are outside of your little bubble. So I appreciate you all embracing me so wholeheartedly. Joseph here.
Yes.
I am both a Broadway baby and a film snob. With that in mind, Wicked getting a nomination for Best Original Score is absurd. Love the movie and show, but no.
I think Wicked not getting a nomination for screenplay was absurd. But hey, there you go. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm just not familiar enough with the Wicked show to know, like, how much of the score is the same. So I don't know.
I disagree. Like, especially when you consider how things were changed up in Defying Gravity and just like the connective tissue that a score needs to form to get from song to song without losing any momentum. I do think that part's really important. And I don't know, I thought they did a pretty good job of weaving everything together. So I'm kind of happy about that. Michael says, sorry, there's so many, Mance. Do you want to run through the next three real quick and then we'll go back?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Michael says, here's the money I won betting a friend that Coralie Farge would indeed get nominated for Best Director.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, we're happy for that as well. We'll get to that.
So happy. Francisco, everyone is excited for Fernando Torres because of the Best Picture nomination, but The Substance got 5 above the line nominations, including Picture, Director, and Script. To me, got this.
Look, I mean, that's 5 very strong showings for The Substance, and Coralie is the only female director to get nominated, the 10th female director overall to get nominated.
Can you believe Universal gave that movie up?
I'm sure they're kicking themselves right in the substance, if you know what I mean. All right, Joshua.
At least there was no snubstance.
Joshua says, I'm with Jeff. If Honora plays for Best Picture, when Yura can win Supporting Actor in a sweep type fashion for its 6 nominations.
Yes. Very good.
I don't know about sweep, but yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Many more when we go back to Super Chats.
All right. So Best Director, this is where we missed one here. Yeah. So
I went 2 for 5, so I missed a lot.
The nominees for Best Director are The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, Honora, Sean Baker, Amelia Perez, Jacques Audiard, The Substance, Coralie Farge, how do you pronounce it?
Farge.
Okay, and then James Mangold, who was nominated for a Directors Guild nomination for A Complete Unknown. So we missed this one because we had predicted that Edward Berger would make the cut, and he didn't. So, Jeff, what's your take on Edward Berger? Is it a snub?
Yes.
It is a snub. Yeah.
That's a snub. I mean, frankly, I think Denis is a snub too. I mean, you're telling me what James Mangold did with a Complete Unknown is better than what Denis did with that Dune sequel? I don't see it. So those were, both surprising. And then to see Coralie get in again, I'm thrilled for her 7-8 years ago, Mance. Okay, I remember saying this all the time. I used to say it. I bet on 2 directors, not 2 female directors, 2 directors, period. It was Coralie and Julia Ducournau. One won the Palme d'Or, and one just got a Best Director nomination.
Wow. There you go. Perry, what about you? I know you liked the Conclave as well and thought he should have been nominated.
I did. That definitely feels like the definition of a snub to me. I liked A Complete Unknown quite a bit and thought James Mangold did a phenomenal job with that. If I were a voting member, I would not vote for him over other potential nominees in this category, but clearly the Academy really likes A Complete Unknown, and I don't know,
Yeah,
I like it too, so I'm not mad about that.
Well, I feel like Wicked, Perry and I, especially you and I, love Wicked. I would love to have seen John M. Chu get nominated. But, as we've seen in recent years, a snub in Best Director doesn't mean your movie doesn't win Best Picture, as Coda and The Green Book have shown. So I still think that Wicked has a strong shot here. Jeff, do you think that John Chu should have been nominated for Best Director?
I mean, listen, there's a lot of deserving people. I do think that he deserved a nomination, but I'm not surprised he didn't make the cut.
All right, let's take some super chats on this one, Perry.
He would have been on my personal list for what that's worth. Brett says, very kind of the Oscars to try to resurrect Edward Norton's career. Sometimes the Academy yields to fits of nostalgia than truly looking for groundbreaking performances. I thought Edward Norton was fantastic in that movie.
Yeah, ditto.
Yes.
You don't often see him play the cuddly type.
He did it so effectively while also adding like a really great amount of weight and complexity to that relationship between the two of them. I thought his work couldn't have been better there. Jason now. Hi, Scott, Jeff, and Perry. I am very happy Nosferatu scored nominations.
And I wasn't crazy about Nosferatu, but I think it got nominated where it should have been nominated, like cinematography and all that stuff.
Yeah, production design for
that's
sure.
Where it deserved those nominations for
and
sure.
on the same day that Robert Eggers' Labyrinth scoop was confirmed.
Oh, that's right. Your scoop from the Snyder.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you got to subscribe. All right. What else we got, Perry?
I'll just say I'm very happy that The Substance got one more nomination than Nosferatu, because that means I beat Matt Donato in our bet. Another one from Jason. Films that clearly expected to get nominations did. A few surprise nominations and snubs. That's the Academy Awards.
That is definitely the Academy Awards.
It's true. Rebecca says, The Substance in Best Picture made me so happy. The Oscars need more genre diversity, and The Substance is a great start. Congrats to me and Coralie.
All right. I got to go through Best Picture because I'm running out of time, but go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do this one. And then if you want, Jeff, we can finish out the super chat.
Yeah, no problem.
Kai says, I knew Jeremy Strong was going to be nominated. Best Performance of the Year.
All right, let's go through Best Picture, where the nominees are The Brutalist, which got 10 nominations, Emilia Perez, which led the way with 13 nominations, Anora, Conclave, Wicked Part 1, A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, The Substance, Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, oh, no, not Sing Sing, sorry. I'm Still Here. So
that was your La La Land moment, Mance.
Yeah, really.
September 5, not nominated. A Real Pain, not nominated. Sing Sing, not nominated for Best Picture. What do you think? Are these snubs? I mean, look, I know I was really gunning for September 5, but it was not a snub. Jeff, what's your take on these nominations?
I thought A24 was going to pull off a nom for Sing Sing, but, they can't get a miracle every year. I think this is it's for what was out there for the choices. I think this is pretty good. But I don't think it's a particularly strong year, and I do think this is really Nora versus The Brutalist with the Emilia Perez as the spoiler.
Perry, how about you?
I don't think there were any snubs. We've been talking about this for a while. There was a group of, 5, then 6, then 7, then 8 very likely nominees. And our only real 2 toss-ups were the final 2 slots. And I think those last 2 slots went to movies that we knew were in the running. So it's disappointing to see favorites like Sing Sing not here, but also I'm kind of glad that Nickel Boys and I'm Still Here technically scored those last 2 positions as we ranked them, at least.
All right, so before I go, I just want to say, make sure you subscribe to Perry's channel. Just scroll down right now, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Jeff's newsletter, theinsnyder.com. Watch Jeff's other show, the Hot Mic on John Roca's YouTube channel. Catch me some mornings and evenings on KTLA in Southern California, or you can watch me on KTLA.com or download the KTLA app. You'll see me there too. Lots more coming there. And make sure you share FYC on all your social media platforms, because we have like less than a month and a half to go before the Academy Awards are handed out on March 2nd. And we're going to be giving you so much great content between now and then. So
I'm going as your date, right, Scott?
You are. The amazing Perri Nemiroff, Kristen Miliotti's the FYC, and Jeff Snyder are going to take it from here. And I'm going to say until next time, FY, see you later.
Safe travels, mans.
I guess that makes me the penguin.
Sure. I'll dive into this. All right, let's get to it. I'm sorry. I'm going to potentially butcher your first name. Facia? Very happy to have you here. Ann Thompson said Brazil Oscar membership is big. Yes. We have spoken
that would explain it
a bit. Well, and also because it's just a plain old good movie. High hopes. I'm still here. We'll continue to soar. Chris says, 1, thanks y'all for always being awesome. 2, what are the chances Amelia Perez splits song votes and Warren finally gets her win? I think 0, but one can hope.
Yeah, love Diane Warren, but she seems first.
Yeah, I think El Mal's gonna run away with it. I don't think the fact that it's got the potential to split is gonna be a factor. And I like El Mal quite a bit, so I kind of want to see it win. Kai says, should I watch The Brutalist in IMAX or 70 millimeter?
As long as you see it.
Yeah, I think I lean towards that. I didn't see it in IMAX. I saw 70 millimeter. And I liked it in that format.
Seems like the way to go.
Mike Joyce says, I'm glad Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong got nominated. 2 of my favorite performances from last year. More people should watch the Apprentice movie.
They should. It's much better than whatever Trump is doing on stage, waving his hands around.
Yeah, Gustavo, I love watching your channel. You are amazing. I'm Brazilian and pretty happy with I'm Still Here. Glad you're enjoying the channel.
Congrats, Gustavo.
Yes, we also quite like I Am Still Here, clearly. Isaiah says, a complete unknown feels like it can win Best Picture.
No?
No. I don't know.
No.
I think it's less likely than some of the others we've spoken about, but that's one of the few films that still feels like it's on an upward trajectory right now rather than just trying to hold strong.
What does that movie leave you with? I mean, it can leave you like in awe of Bob Dylan and his artistry, but I don't think it's like there's nothing profound about it.
I'm not going to say it leaves you with something profound that you can like very specifically put a finger on, but I think that's kind of the point. I mean, it leans into the title of the movie, and that's kind of why I liked it too.
Fair enough.
I dug that like complex and like mysterious portrait of someone who is like so influential to the music industry and to so many people's lives, and just the reality that like who even knows who he really was.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. I lost my place. Jason's next. I believe no film will win more than 3 or 4 awards. The Academy will look to really spread the love.
Yes, I completely agree. No film really deserves more than 3 to 4 awards this year.
Oh, stop that. Wicked deserves all the awards.
All the awards.
I think many films are very deserving of these awards, and that's why they will be spread out. Rob says, do you guys see another Jonathan Glazer, Michael Moore moment happening at the Oscars this year? I love the show, guys.
Depends who wins.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see in March. The Cali Kid. Now that nominations are in, how much do you think good campaigning helps for gaining favor towards winning votes? I'm hoping Honora sweeps all 6 wins. I think it's super important.
I think it matters, but we can't say it's the be all end all when there are people who have not campaigned and they let the work speak for itself and they've won based on the strength of the work. So
can like just give us a couple of examples?
Monique, right?
That was a long time ago. I don't know. I think with how visible people need to be, especially with how entrenched social media is in our lives, I think you need to be quite in voters' face.
I think that now that the Academy is more international, yeah, you have to maybe make it a point to be out there a little bit more. You can't just rely on your network.
No. I think campaigning is important,
It is.
especially in a year with such close races too. Kai says, watched A Complete Unknown. So much singing. Oh my God.
A shocking amount of singing. I was shocked.
Singing. Jason says the prestigious 18th Asian Film Awards are on the 16th of March. Exuma received 11 nominations, including Best Film, Asia's equivalent of the Oscars. I must look into those nominees.
Did you see that movie? I've been told I need to see it.
I feel really bad admitting that I did not watch that one because Donato loves it and he has been telling me about it for a long time. Sometimes I feel like because of my end of year montage and watching so many trailers and clips and stuff, I feel like I've watched a movie when I haven't. And I was like going all out to put Exuma clips in that piece for him.
Nice. You're a good friend.
I try.
Yeah.
I try. Adam says, hot take, I think the best actor will come down between Sebastian Stan and Timmy C.
No.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm a no on that as well. King Sport Cal, Strange Darling, my old ass, what happened? My old ass did get the WGA nomination, and that made me very happy. But I'm happy with that because I knew it wasn't going beyond that, sadly.
I'll tell you what happened with Strange Darling, okay?
Don't say something obnoxious.
I'm not. I'm going to say people watched it. They saw Willa Fitzgerald in it, and she's going to get something big soon.
Okay. Oh. You had like a look on your face that I thought you were going to say something that was going to piss me off.
That's not an awards movie. Obviously, he's messing with us, King Sport Cal. But
I mean, it should. I truly think that, like, maybe not Oscars, but I do think that, you know, the Spirit Awards should have had that movie in the mix a little more. I do think distribution challenges and marketing probably. What?
It's a little movie.
Well, yeah.
It's a little movie. It was never going to get awards love, but the right people were paying attention because I'm telling you, Willa Fitzgerald is being buzzed about in the right rooms.
She is something else in that and everything she's in. A Sewell says, what are the odds Flo can pull off the double, animated and international?
0.
Against it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's a better chance that it walks away with nothing, sadly. But I like the movie a lot.
I mean, for that movie to get nominated for 2 Oscars, pretty amazing. But I don't think it's going to win either one.
Yeah, 'tis an achievement. Tim says, probably one of the most meh lists of nominations in my time of seeing the Oscars. And Emilia Perez definitely feels like Crash 2.0. Absolutely angry that Denis is snubbed for Best Director again.
I love how most of the people who are like, remember Crash 2.0? They're like, what were you, 7 years old when Crash came out?
Hi, Dan. Hey, Dan. After the nominees were announced, I am predicting The Brutalist in Best Picture. Prove me wrong, guys.
I can't. How could we prove you wrong?
Yeah, I think it's got a chance. I don't think it has as good of a chance as other things, but I do think it has a chance. We've got a very big Honora fan here. Honora, Mikey Madison, Sean Baker, you're Borisov. I like all these things and individuals as well. Julia says, I'm actually shocked Dune got Best Picture with only 4 tech nominations. What say you?
I think it was a shoo-in for a nomination. I think we could barely fill out a category of Best Picture nominees. Right. So.
Dan says, I would love for a feel-good film like Wicked or Conclave to win Best Picture. Do you guys think the Oscar voters are thinking the same thing? I don't necessarily think I would call Conclave super feel-good like that. but Wicked, I could see that narrative maybe being on some people's minds.
I just don't really know that like the mood of the country or the city affects what's going to win. It's a nice idea in theory, Dan, but I don't think it plays.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think that is weighing heavily on my mind, for what that's worth. Keshav says, hey guys, I wanted to say how much I enjoy your guys' camaraderie. How many awards do you think that each film will win? Is there a scenario where Amelia Perez beats Wicked in a lot of categories? Oh God, I can't do math that quickly.
I don't concern myself with tallies. That, again, that's what when people are like, how did it get 13 nominations today? Look at the other movies that got 13 nominations. It's because it has those elements. It has multiple songs that can get multiple nominations. It has, I'm like, look at Coda. Coda's a great movie. Oh, but Coda only got 3 nominations. Okay, yeah, it didn't have elaborate costume design or production. Like, what do you want?
What do you think? I hate that I'm asking this because I don't have a good answer. What do you think is going to walk away with the most Oscars?
Oh boy, that's tougher. The Brutalist. With like 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Maybe. Something like that.
I think you might be right. I think at this point I might pick The Brutalist.
Score and director, like
cinematography.
Like we're already halfway there. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? That's without actor in picture, and yeah.
We shall see. All right, where am I? All right. Is the Best Actress race as up in the air as the year when Frances McDormand won for Nomadland? BAFTA could go to Marianne Jean-Baptiste, and Torres has no other nomination in any precursor.
Yes, I think it's completely up in the air. And again, just laughing at everyone who for months has been saying, well, this is Mikey Madison. It's over. It's in the bag. I'm like, looking at it, I'm just like, I don't see a scenario in which she could possibly win, but all right.
I feel like I never thought it was over. I definitely had her as a front runner for a long time.
A lot of people did.
Now someone's going to go find a clip of me saying the race is over. Mikey's going to win.
God, if anyone does that, I swear to God, that's horrible.
I feel like I didn't say that with her.
You say a lot of things. I mean, that's what happens when you have to film like 30 episodes of a show where you're guessing. Like,
I can't even tell you I remember what I said this morning, let alone 3 months ago on FYC.
Perri doesn't know what stage she's in.
I love it. I'm tired. My flight was at 5 o'clock in the morning yesterday.
You and Steve travel as much as anyone I know. So
I'm sleepy. I love Honora so much. I've seen it 3 times so far, as well as have tickets for the sold-out Q&A screening on Saturday at the Vista Theater. Very cool.
I don't even know about these things.
I don't know about that Q&A. That sounds like a fun time. I hope they do many a Q&A so they keep boosting its chances. Odds, Culkin and Jesse both walk away with Oscars.
0.
Yeah. I think I might think there's a better chance of that not happening than it happening.
That would be a ridiculous parlay if that came in.
This might be an early question, but depending on its success, what categories can you see Fantastic Four getting in? I would say production design is one.
Yes, that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah. Visual effects. More often than not. Those movies in that genre wind up there. Ryan, y'all have been rock stars from the very beginning of the season. Perri, Faith, and The Substance, Jeff with The Apprentice, and Scott ultimately winning Gold Derby. You 3 are the best team. Thank you, Ryan.
We are.
We're
Tell
getting
sponsors.
Yeah, really. Our sponsors are in the live chat right now. So
that's right.
they're supporting the show and a good cause.
Yeah.
I didn't skip one right now. Since The Substance got director and screenplay, which it will win, and Conclave missed director, can we see The Substance winning Best Picture?
No.
I would be tickled if that happened, but I will bet against it.
And then Coralie Farge comes out and she takes the stage and she just
Jeff, I hope if that happens, someone is filming my reaction. I just saw The Substance last night, and I'm so happy Demi got her first Oscar nomination. I do really love all the Substance enthusiasm. Just my opinion, but Denis Villeneuve is in Best Director over Sean Baker 5 days a week. Anora is overrated. I would have liked to have seen Denis get a nomination, but I also think Sean Baker was very deserving of his nomination.
Agreed. I mean, listen, Dune may be a more of a directorial achievement than Anora, but Anora is not overrated.
Yeah. Last year, many were saying if Dune Part 2 came out in 2023, it would have been the main competition against Oppenheimer for Best Picture. Now it is no chance against this field. What happened? Release date.
Yeah, it's like that's what it is every year. It's all about the movies you're competing against. That's why when everyone brings up stats and what happened 20 years ago and all this kind of stuff, I don't know. It's like, well, they weren't competing against these other 9 movies.
I also don't think the quick fix is for Dune Part 2 to have come out in 2023. I still think it was Oppenheimer season no matter what it was up against.
Yeah.
All right. Nosferatu is the only movie with 4 nominations that didn't get a Best Picture nomination versus Nickel Boys that only got screenplay. Was Nosferatu snubbed?
I mean, no. Having seen the movie, I don't feel like it was snubbed at all. I didn't think it was very good. Yeah.
I don't think it was snubbed. I don't think it really had a chance in Best Picture. It's
been really good. I think it could have landed a Best Picture nomination, but it just wasn't good.
Oh, I thought it was good. Agree to disagree on that. Emma, I believe, sent us a super sticker, which we will check out later. Thank you so much for being here. Signing off. Love you guys. Perri, feel better. I feel great. Slept off my 5 a.m. flight. I'm functioning. It's just cold. It's just cold. And I don't have a chair to sit in. Jeff, why don't Airbnbs better furnish?
I didn't have a fridge last time I went to Sundance with Collider. I had to keep drinks in a snowbank outside.
I would just like a chair or like a room with a desk or something. Like I'm sitting on the floor. Yeah. I didn't want to sit. I thought it was weird if I sat on the bed. So I sat on the floor. Now I'm regretting it. Will and Harper snub in Best Documentary.
I thought so. I think that's a really... I get that it's really just like taking a camera on a road trip with 2 old friends, but it's a powerful movie with a lot to say. It's an important movie, and I wish that the Academy recognized documentaries like that were a little bit more popular than some of like the more artistic but like niche films.
I would have liked to have seen that on this list. The one that I was pretty upset by not really having a chance was The Remarkable Life of Evelyn, which I thought was like really, really good and so unique, and obviously such like a really beautiful, inspiring, true story. I wish that had gone all the way in this category.
At least that was a on the short list. Superman, the Chris Reeve one wasn't. So
yeah, surprised me. Was Pamela Anderson really a possible nominee for an Oscar? Never would have thought I would ever hear her being considered. According to Dan M., she was. Second you get nominated for the SAG award, then you get considered a possible nominee at the Oscars.
Yeah, no, she never, ever had a chance, ever.
I'm very glad to see that movie get recognition from SAG, but even once those nominations came out, I did say I do not think they are going to translate to Oscar nominations. Regarding from earlier, will Kieran really win an Emmy and an Oscar in the same year? He made Triple Crown this summer with a Tony for Glengarry Ross. Whatever.
Yeah, he could. I mean, that's possible.
That would be interesting. Good for him.
I want to go to New York and see that.
I have so many shows I want to see, and not enough time and not enough money. This is my down with Stan's nomination pot. LOL. He's really good. He's good in the movie. I'm happy for him. Watching The Substance is like experiencing The Fly and A Clockwork Orange both at once. Can we get an epic Jeff rant about the third act after the Best Picture nomination?
The Best Picture nomination doesn't make the third act suddenly this brilliant third act. I still wish it hadn't ended the way that it did. But like I said, it was a masterpiece up to that point. So I was happy that the movie was recognized.
No, I'm the exact opposite. I think it was a masterpiece up until that point, and then that ending just cemented the fact that it was a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. I think it needed to go hard, 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 or the whole concept wouldn't have worked. All right, we got one more to take us out. Oops, not that one. Would refer to me more. Go the substance. Yay. Go the substance. All right, we did it, Jeff.
We did it.
We
Now,
have.
before I let you go,
Uh-oh.
how do you feel about the Meeks twins being back?
I haven't quite figured out how to address Scream stuff.
Who's the killer?
I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around that movie for so many reasons. Like, my brain truly isn't operating the same way as it usually would with the news. And not that this is the most important thing in the world, but given how much I love that franchise, it is turning my world upside down right now. And I don't like it. I don't like it. But I did get to chat with Mason recently, not for that, but for Hard Eyes. And it's like, super cool, hugely talented dude that I just want good things for.
And
so
I'm jealous of you that you've seen that you've seen the monkey. You get to see all the fun stuff early, P.
I can confirm that so much of the stuff that I've seen early is well worth the wait, and it makes me very, very happy.
Woo,
At least though, you're doing better than me in fantasy football in our Pi Gal League. I have crashed and burned. My draft was bad. I am very sad that the Lions lost because it completely ruined both of my leagues.
I bet on the Ravens and stuff. Yeah, it was. It's a rough postseason for us both, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely an accurate description of how that's going. All right, with that, we have done it. We have gotten to all of your super chats. We will be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week to continue to cover the race and see how things progress from here.
Is Snyder not allowed at Sundance?
Are you?
No, of course I'm totally allowed at Sundance. I can't afford to go to Sundance.
Sundance is an expensive one. And then just because people love to push my buttons with this, Stu's dead. I love you, Mike, but Stu's dead. All right, with that, we're out of here. Thank you all for watching, and let's say it together. 1, 2, 3, FY.
See you later.